Well, what's up, buddies? Welcome to another FIFA 19 / FIFA 19 Ultimate Team video. We are so close to the launch of early access that, and also the amount of support on the demo video and then the 5-star skillers and most overpowered 5-star skillers video has been so good that I didn't really think I was going to do much of this, but I really do think these are fun videos to make. We've spent a lot of time on stream creating a bunch of very overpowered starter teams that I think are going to be great for your guys' FIFA 19 Ultimate teams. And then I also built myself a relative starter team even in the demo to show you guys like how to use the team, how to use the type of lower rated players, especially against like very good opposition, legendary opposition, etc. So before we get into the actual gameplay, the FIFA 19 gameplay and trying to work through things, make sure you check my previous episode because I go in great detail about like how to change your formations, your tactics, and all of that stuff. My starter, quote unquote, starter Serie A team is going to have a lot of Juventus players in it. My Dutch starter team, which is another one I want to show you guys, is going to have a lot of Juventus, did I say? Roma is going to have also a lot of Roma players in it. So I have the team set up like this. Justin Kluivert is a very exciting prospect for me to get at the start of the year. Karsdorp is another one that's very exciting for me to get at the start of the year. I think Under is going to be a pretty decent card to pick up. Gonalons is going to be usable. Pellegrini is going to be usable. Very, very well-rounded stats. Jesus is actually making it into one of our starter teams as well. Olsen, probably not. You have a lot of options there, so you don't really need to go with Olsen in goal. Perotti, super overpowered. Now, I'm able to fit him at cam. In Ultimate Team, of course, because he does start as a winger, I believe. Might be a little bit harder to get him in at cam. But anyways, there's kind of what we're going to be using in our FIFA 19 gameplay, taking on Juventus. Juventus? It's been a long day, dudes. I've been streaming for like almost 8 hours, man. My brain is absolutely fried. Roma. Now, I want to take you guys through what I would recommend as a bunch of very, very good starter teams. Again, I've taken a lot of time with my viewers on stream trying to put together a bunch of different strong, well put together teams, and I've got 5 for you guys. And if you guys enjoy this as, you know, my advice of what I think is going to be very, very good starter players to go with, then I mean, feel free to let me know. You can, you know, you can write in the comments section if you want any more. The plan for me for these videos is obviously this one. Then we've got stream highlights coming up. And then I was thinking of doing my Poor Man Road to Glory Dream Team and my Rich Man Road to Glory Dream Team as separate videos. And then from there, literally in like 2 or 3 days or 4 days even, we've got early access starting. The web app is dropping on the 19th of the month, and early access on Xbox, where we start the Rich Man Road to Glory, is starting on the 20th. And then of course we have the 40-hour charity stream coming in the 28th. So from here, you know, from the next 3-4 days, things are just going to be crazy busy. Either way, let's get into the starter teams. I think one of the easiest and relatively cheapest year-on-year starter teams is absolutely Liga. Now, depending on what formation you want to use, feel free. They've got so many players all over the pitch. So if you enjoy 4-3-2-1, you know, 4-2-3-1, 4-2-4, whatever it is, you can build a Liga NOS team with it. I even built a 4-2-4 Liga NOS team. You just get rid of one of the center mids in this setup and get Jonas in the team as a secondary striker. And I will say real quick, as starter teams, for starter formations, I am loving, and remember, because of custom formations, doesn't matter what formation you start with. You can genuinely start with absolutely whatever you want. But in terms of having a proper formation setup, I would recommend 4-2-3-1 for a balanced setup to start the game, to feel your opponent out, or 4-1-2-1-2. To me, those are the perfect, well-balanced formations so far in FIFA 19. And again, as you can see, we're using it for today's FIFA 19 gameplay with our Roma squad. And then attacking wise, 4-2-4 is incredible, so overwhelming. So maybe have your ultra attacking custom formation be 4-2-4 or 3-4-3 or 3-4-2-1 or whatever the heck it is. And then as a defensive setup, 3-5-2 or 5-2-2-1 is your ultra defensive setup, are kind of the formations that I'm used to so far. I also really like 4-3-2-1. That's another, you know, tried and tested and true formation. It got me all the way to Elite 1 in FIFA 17. So that's another strong formation. Anyways, moving into the starter team for the Liga NOS, I'm going to go through this one really quick because it's actually in terms of the 5 that I'm going to show you guys today for starter teams, this is like my least favorite one. So I'm going to go through it really quick. Corona's a great card. 5-star, 5-star. Again, 81 rated and 5-star, 5-star. So might not be the best absolute starter card. He might be a little bit expensive purely because of the 5-star, 5-star. But still, I put him in there because even if he is expensive, what is he going to be? 2K? Like, he's not really going to be that much money. Abu Bakar, well-rounded player, 5-star skills. Again, could make him a little bit more expensive than discard, but still going to be a great player. Salvio, I think, is going to go under a lot of people's radars purely because of high work rates. Still a great card. You can put whatever type of chem style you want on him. He's going to be fantastic. Herrera, great card, 4-star weak foot, high work rates, very well balanced. A lot of you guys are going to argue this starting team. So I'm going to go ahead and say this is probably not the best starter squad because there's quite a few high-rated players in there. The lower high-rated players, the 81s, are actually going to be well sought after because of their skills and stuff like that. And then 83-rated players are probably still going to be expensive. But I still think this would be a good beginner team. Maybe not a day one. You might have to start with a few lower rated Liga NOS players and then start picking these guys up after a couple of days. But I think with the right back of Ristovski is not going to be expensive, very well rounded, especially if you put a Sentinel on him. Mbemba and Mathieu are very well rounded as well. You toss a Sentinel maybe on Mbemba. You could consider tossing a backbone potentially on Mathieu. Grimaldo, same thing, maybe a backbone, maybe a Sentinel to make him decent. And then Viviano's nice and tall. And remember, basic chemistry styles on goalkeepers, okay? That's all you need to do. So if I click him real quick, all you need to do is basic. It gives +10 to everything. And this Viviano, you looked at him as a non-impressive 83 rated goalkeeper, now becomes essentially a 93 rated goalkeeper. And again, further proving why all of the base goalkeepers that we use all year are just as good as any other keeper that you get throughout the year. That is a special card, you know, a 90 rated team of the season, this, that, and the other. That's why Butland last year is so damn good, because on a basic chem style is getting +10 for everything. So there is the first squad. I'm going to click back on that. I don't know if I even need to click back on that. Do I? Does it take me back to the team? Oh, it does take me back to the team. Okay, perfect. Anyways, moving on. The next squad is actually something I kind of ripped from one of my Twitch users that helped put this squad together. And I just think it's incredible. Now, one of the most exciting things for me is Alexander Pato is back in the game. Yes, he only has a 3-star weak foot, but Pato was someone for us old school FIFA Ultimate Team players that was such a fun card back in FIFA 11. Back when the Serie A was just balling out, man. You had like crazy inform cards with Schneider at Inter, Eto at Inter, Ibra at AC Milan, I believe at that point, Pato at AC Milan. Like, so it brings back that crazy inform. I think it was FIFA 11. I don't think it was FIFA 12. There was an inform Alexander Pato that was like 88 or 89 rated or something like that. Incredible. So I think this starter squad is both realistic, is going to be relatively cheap, and an incredibly exciting hybrid. And if you're spamming bronze packs and doing stuff like that, this is going to be a very viable squad. Bronze packs will get you all of the healing cards you need if your players get injured. You don't need substitutes or anything. Bronze packs are going to get you all the fitness cards you're ever going to need. And then bronze packs are going to help stack up your club with bronze players that'll end up being valuable, or you put them in your club for SBCs. So, that's gonna be the way I run my road to glory. So I'm going to just have my starting 11 of players, and that's going to be it. Bronze packs, of course, help you fill up contracts for your team as well. So Pato up front. Texera might be expensive, I think. You know, whether or not he's in the Chinese league, it's still, I mean, he still is a Brazilian. Pato could be a little bit expensive as well for that exact reason, but I don't think they're going to be that much. There's so many insane cards this year that I think this year, out of all years, is going to be a year where cards like these guys, day 1, day 2, day 3, you know, are not going to be that expensive because of all the options we have. So I have Adera at right cam. We've got Lavezzi, the meme from last year. Obviously, I used to call Zanetti all the time Lavezzi. So anyways, we actually have Lavezzi again in the Chinese league at central cam. We've got Fernandez, which is an incredibly well-balanced CDM, again in the Chinese league. And then we move away from the Chinese league from these guys and start bringing in a few different hybrid players. So Thiago Mendes, again, very well balanced, high medium work rates for a CDM. You might look at and think, oh, that's kind of odd, but considering you have so much backup, you've got a backup in Fernandez, you've got Diego Carlos who's going to stay back, Mendy as well. If he pushes up the field, either way, Mendes is going to stay back. So that's a good setup as well. Mendy, speaking of which, looks like a great card. And I think out of all the cards that I might be a little bit unrealistic with in terms of an outright starter squad, I'll be honest with you guys. I think Texera might be a tough call. I think he could be a little bit expensive for the starter team. I think Mendy could be a tough one. Again, great stats, and he's French. So French players in general, because they're so easy to link up, he could end up being expensive. And then maybe Alex Vidal, our right back, could be a little bit expensive. I still personally think these guys are all going to be very cheap. I know a lot of you might say, oh, but now you're talking about these guys being cheap in front of X amount of people, so no matter what, they're going to be expensive. No. Look, my viewer base and me telling my viewers that these guys are good is a drop in the bucket in terms of how many people I'm going to get buying these cards and hyping their prices up compared to the overall huge FIFA 19 Ultimate Team community. So I don't think me telling you guys these guys are good is going to bring up the price in any way. So that's my thoughts. Diego Carlos and Mercado, and then Benitez in goal. Obviously, just to get the links proper and have things set up, Mercado's there to give a strong link to Alex Vidal, and then Benitez is there, obviously, to link with Diego Carlos, and then to link with Mercado. So, out of original teams, I actually like this one the most. I think it could be very, very fun to use. That's the second starter squad that I wanted to show you guys. Moving into something a little bit more standard, and maybe argumentative in terms of where the prices are at, but our third starter squad is going to be a Serie A team. I claim this year, I run a Serie A team every single year in Ultimate Team. It's usually my secondary team. Every single year I have a Serie A squad, you know, whether it's my rich man account, which is essentially an account of just light money on fire, or even the poor man road to glory. Year on year, our B team is always a Serie A squad. So if I were to start a Serie A team on the poor man road to glory, this is what I would consider going with. The goalkeeper is incredible, and again, 1-star skills, 2-star weak foot, who cares? You got to remember that he gets plus 10, so he's actually 87 handling, 91 diving, 96 reflexes, 87 positioning, and I think he goes up to like 46 or 47 speed. Kicking goes up as well to 85, even though kicking doesn't matter. So he's a very, very, very solid card, nice and tall, very good. And again, there are a few players here you guys might be turning your eyebrows up at, thinking, oh, certain someone is going to be expensive, and you're probably not going to be wrong. I would argue, because they're in the Serie A, Juan Jesus and even Caceres, and maybe even Malquit, again, because he's French and Napoli and in the Serie A, these three guys I think are going to be expensive. Out of all the players in my team, I genuinely think they could have a little bit of a higher price, but bear with me. There's a lot of incredible cards, center backs in the Serie A that are higher rated and could compete in a starter team with Juan Jesus. So I actually think he might not be expensive purely because of how many good cards are center backs in the Serie A. Caceres, for that exact reason, but also Caceres is 5'11", so a lot of people might shy away from him. But if you look at his in-games, Caceres has great jumping as well as fantastic heading. So if you give him either a Guardian, or you give him a Backbone, or you give him a Sentinel, he's going to be a really, really good card, which I think, again, because of his height and because of how many cards are going to be in the game, he won't be that expensive. Malquit, though, might be tough for me to argue that he won't be expensive. And when I'm saying expensive, I mean, for a starter team, you want to consider 500 to like 1,500 coins, right, per player. I think that's fair for a starter team. I still personally think Malquit's going to be in that range, but he could easily be 2,000 to 2,500 coins for the first little bit, again, because he's such a well-rounded player. Dermisi, again, very well-rounded, great stats, 81 pace is more than enough at left back. Darun, we actually found a couple of really good CDMs in the Serie A, and this guy is great. 6'2", medium work rates, great dribbling actually, like balance and everything is like in the high 60s, low 70s, ball control, all of that stuff. Defending is fantastic, and again, if you give him a Guardian or a Backbone, he's legitimately a solid CDM for the start of the year. Badu and Kessie, you know, again, 4-1-2-1-2, you want a box-to-box midfielder either side. Kessie's got a 4-star weak foot, so I have him on the left as a right-footed player. Badu has a 3-star weak foot, so as a right-footed player, I have him on the right. I think these guys are going to do just fine. Very well balanced. Sure, Badu doesn't have amazing shooting, but again, these are starter squads, so got to take into account that no matter who you put in your team, they're going to have certain things about them that aren't great, right? It's trying to find a balance of having good stats while working with their relatively poor stats as well. Starter squads. And speaking of someone that a lot of you guys might think could be expensive, I don't think it's going to be expensive. His pace, you know the FIFA community, man, myself included, everybody is pace heavy, right? Whether or not we want to believe that pace isn't relevant again this year, at the end of the day, still going to be relevant. But having said that, as a central cam, you hardly ever need pace. And someone like Kevin Prince Boateng looks fantastic. High medium work rates, 4-star, 4-star. And I think we decided either a Deadeye or an Artist or a Maestro would be like actually turn him into like an 86 rated cam. And he's incredible. He doesn't have good stamina, so that's something you're going to have to deal with. And he doesn't have a lot of pace. Outside of that, though, absolutely fantastic cam. Moving into the strikers, I know there's a lot of guys that you could use. I chose to go with these guys because personally, pacey Serie A strikers such as that are French, such as Defarel, or that amazing Argentinian kid at Inter, Lautaro Martinez or whatever, his stats look insane. But I genuinely think those guys are going to be a little bit more expensive, and something that you build this squad, and then in 2, 3, 4 days when you play games, you play squad battles, you build up 2, 3, 4, 5,000 coins, then you go get yourself a Defarel, then you go get yourself a Lautaro Martinez. You know, that's at least what I'm thinking. So there's the third starter squad I wanted to show you guys, the Serie A setup. I think it's very good. I think it'll be competitive. Cutrone, obviously the young Italian kid, looks very, very decent, especially when you put a sniper on him. I know his stats don't look amazing, but he'll do the job. Same thing like Caputo, not an incredible card, but very usable at the start of the game, at least in my opinion. Moving on, the 4-starter squad is going to be our La Liga setup. And again, I think there are a few players in here that you might, again, roll your eyes at thinking, oh yeah, cool, definitely a starter player. One of the ones you could look at because of the rating and the name, Michy Batshuayi, you might think he might not be a starter player. Now, I argue he is going to be a starter-worthy card, purely because of how cheap you'll be able to get everything else. Other than Alex Vidal and maybe Santi, I genuinely think this entire team, and I hope someone goes in the comments after the game is out for a week and starts listing out the values of these players, but I genuinely think every single player other than Batshuayi, maybe Santi, and Alex Vidal is going to be anywhere from 500 to 1,000 coins. I don't think there'll be any more than that. So, having said that, why not spend the 2 or 3K on someone like Michy Batshuayi? I still think he's going to be cheaper than that. I think a lot of people are going to ignore him, again, purely because his stats are just not that attractive on face value. 81 rated, sure, that's all right, but 76 pace isn't that good. 78 dribbling isn't that good. 72 physical isn't that good. 59 passing isn't that good. 81 shooting isn't that impressive, but it's his overall stats that make me so excited to want to use this guy from the beginning in a starter Serie A squad. Now, you could go with a whole slew of strikers. You've got Doumbia, who's probably going to be relatively cheap and a good card. You've got Inaki Williams, who I personally think is going to be pretty expensive because he has 93 pace. But you've got a lot of choices. For me, I would spend maybe the little bit of a bloated price on a Batshuayi, 4-star skills, and what matters the most in this game, I think, this year, is the 5-star weak foot. I just think this card is going to be absolutely amazing, and I think we put, what was it, a Deadeye or a Maestro or again a Sniper, and he goes up to like an 86 rated card at striker, obviously on 10 chemistry. So I think he's going to be great. Santi is another one that I just think you need to get. He's going to get ignored by the entire community because he's got obviously the worst pace ever and not great shooting and terrible physical. And they gave Santi 50 stamina, man. Now, I know he's had a lot of injuries and stuff like that, but 50 stamina, like, what the hell? He's a professional footballer still. If you ignore those stats and deal with those stats, you do get 5-star weak foot, 5-star skills, which is going to be fun. On a Artist or on a Deadeye, he goes up to like an 84 or 85 rated cam. So I think he's going to be very, very enjoyable. And then the rest of the guys are just great. Like, this dude is such a well-balanced box-to-box mid, medium-high work rates as well. He's tall. He's got a 4-star weak foot. So even if you switch formation in game for 4-1-2-1-2, he can be your lone CDM. You know, Santi can be your cam. Treo can be your like left center mid. Correa can actually be your right center mid. And then Batshuayi and Simon can be your attackers. Now, the beautiful thing about this guy is on a Deadeye, he goes up to an 81 rated left winger. And I think even a 79 rated striker. Again, 5-star weak foot, 4-star skills. So you have 3 players in your team in a starter squad that have a 5-star weak foot, which I think is just fantastic. So I like this team. To me, I actually think this team might be the most exciting and maybe potentially the most competitive squad, especially if in-game you just have one of your tactics to 4-1-2-1-2 and move the players around. As I mentioned, I think these guys are going to be very affordable and a great starter team. Outside of that, I would say my third favorite team so far is this, of course, the Chinese Chinese League hybrid squad. But I'm liking them all. Now, I saved the best for last, in my opinion, and it kind of perfectly rolls in to the Roma team that we're using. And for me, I genuinely think, and I really hope I haven't screwed over the prices of these players. I don't think I have, because I don't think I have that big of an effect on the market. I'm a small-time content creator. But for me, I want to start, and I feel like you guys, if you know me, you would have guessed it. I want to start with a Dutch team as my starter team. Now, again, there are a few players, I think even in this team, that you could look up and be like, really, Nick? Like, probably not a starter. Ake might be a little bit expensive because he's got pretty decent stats and is a Premier League player. So that might be a tough one. Justin Kluivert, even though I think he's going to be actually a non-rare, I could be wrong about that, could be expensive for a little bit as well, because unfortunately, he might be a one to watch from the very beginning of the game, which would mean that his actual 75 rated card might not even be available in the game for a week or two. So that could be a little bit frustrating. But outside of that, I genuinely think the team's going to be affordable. Karsdorp, there's God knows how many players in the Serie A, or even Dutch players, that are good. I don't think he'll be overly expensive. Silesen is going to be cheap. There's so many other goalkeepers. De Ligt, normally I would say, okay, could be expensive, but his stats aren't actually that crazy. So I think he'll be affordable. Leroy Fer is a god. Genuinely, Leroy Fer has been the meme and like a fan favorite of me and my channel literally for the 5 years that I've been a YouTuber and streamer. And look at how good he is this year as well. You know, club 70 for every card. He's like 6'3", 4-star, 4-star. You put, okay, you're not going to put a shadow on him because that would be insane. But if you want him to be like a dual CDM or a box-to-box mid or whatever, you can toss an engine on him. If you want him to be a lone CDM, in fact, let me show you guys this. I might screw myself over here. But if you, like, look at how versatile Leroy Fer is. 6'2", medium work rates. He comes in as a 75 rated CDM, 75 rated midfielder, and even a 74 rated cam without anything, like as a base. So like without even putting a basic chem style. Now, if you want him as your cam, you drop a sniper on him and he goes to a 77 rated cam. A Deadeye takes him to a 79 rated cam. And I believe Maestro keeps him pretty close as well. Yeah, Maestro takes him up to a 79 rated cam as well, or an 80 rated center mid. Now, if you want to use him, which is what I think I'll be doing, either as a box-to-box mid or a CDM, someone like Leroy Fer is going to benefit, I think, the best from a powerhouse, personally, right? 80 rated center mid, 81 rated CDM, dude. 85 standing tackle. He's got all the, you know, all the physical stats you could want in terms of stamina and jumping and even heading accuracy. 75 interceptions, 85 standing tackle, 79 sliding tackle, 77 marking. And then you look at his passing, 91 short passing, dude, for a CDM. 86 long passing, 80 vision. And then you've got all those long shots as well. So yes, I'm a Leroy Fer fanboy. I fucking love the guy in real life. I've loved him forever. But he just looks like an incredible card, man. I need to bring myself back to this, to the Dutch team though, because, uh-oh, what have I done here? There we go. Okay, so we're back to the Dutch team here, because I think this is a very well-rounded squad. So Karsdorp and Hapez, I know you look at their pace and think they're going to be expensive. I personally don't think they will. Ake and De Ligt, I know you again could look at their names and think they're going to be expensive. I don't think they will. I think Ake might be, but genuinely, I don't think he's going to be all that much. Vilhena is an incredibly well-balanced card. Leroy Fer is an incredibly well-balanced card. And then the youngin, Frankie de Jong, looks great as well. More so of just like a ball-playing midfielder. He's not going to do much defensively, and he's sure as hell not going to score a hell of a lot of goals for you, but it's very well put together. And then the attacking setup of a 4-star Germain Lens, I can't remember his first name off the top of my head, but he looks fantastic. With a sniper is probably the way to go, or a Deadeye. Same thing with Justin Kluivert. For sure you put a Deadeye on him. It takes him up to like an 82 rated winger. 4-star. Again, this could be the tough one for the Dutch team. He might be a one to watch at the beginning of the year, which actually I want to try and get him. At least on the Rich Man Road to Glory on Xbox, we want to try and pick up a one to watch Kluivert. think that could be a really, really fun card to have all year. And maybe even on the PlayStation's Poor Man Road to Glory, we try and pick him up as well. And then I hummed and hawed forever. Klaas-Jan Huntelaar has been a longtime hero of mine, being a half Dutchman. I love the guy, loved him ever since he was at Ajax for the start of his career. He went to Real, he balled out at AC Milan. I think even to this day, you look at Klaas-Jan Huntelaar's stats and they're insane in terms of games played and goal conversions. But again, just like Ibra this year, this is the first year ever I don't think I'll be able to use him at all. And I think Klaas-Jan Huntelaar, finally, you just can't use him anymore. His card in FIFA is horrifying. So a more balanced card, 4-star weak foot as well, which is very usable, is Locadia, and that's what we're gonna go with. So for me, this is going to be my starter team. I want this starter team on my Poor Man Road to Glory. You know, not to spoil the first episode or the start of the Poor Man Road to Glory series on PlayStation, but I do think this is what we're gonna aim for. At least this is what we're gonna look at the market for on episode 1 when the web app launches, you know, and hopefully we get access on our PlayStation account. So having said that, let's jump over to our actual FIFA 19 gameplay, because we've put in so many of the Dutch players and so many of the other Serie A starters, and let's see how I can work this team against Borussia Dortmund. 4-2-3-1 is my absolute favorite formation. I will warn you guys, I've played about 20 to 25 FIFA 19 games. The problem is I am getting smashed consistently. Now, I'm loving the gameplay. Time finishing is very difficult, but I like it. I like the ball movement. I love the tactics. I think I might have to go into the game and turn off our let me skip past this again because of the Champions League stuff. Now I might have to go into my settings here real quick, and where are we at here? Turn off the trainer, right? Yeah, so I mean, I guess I can show the trainer for you guys. And then again, for those of you guys that don't know, see, you can decide what you want. Movement and buttons, movement and mechanics. I wish you could have the trainer be an option of just mechanics, because I hate seeing the arrow on screen. Pass receiver, I'm going to turn off. Shot elevation, I'm going to turn off. Timed finishing bar, I kind of want to keep on because I want to learn how to timed finish better. What I've learned so far with timed finishing is you don't really need it at all in on net. What I would recommend is you try and use it for long shots to get a better, more accurate shot. And I would recommend trying to use it on crosses and on volleys, which I've not scored a cross or a volley. You guys will probably start laughing your ass off with how bad I am. So, there it is. Let's get into the game. Yeah, one thing I just wish I could do is take it one step further and turn off this thing, the direction symbol, and just have the shots be there, the time shooting. But anyways, well, let's play the ball around, see if we can get, you know, some of the young guns that you probably want to put in your starter team. I think basically this entire Juventus squad could be a possible starter setup. Here we go. So we got Karsdorp, who's definitely someone I want to get in the Dutch team.
4-2-3-1, really. The two central midfield players supplying support to a 3 ahead of them, and then a lone striker with a number 10 just behind him.
This is the lineup for Dortmund. An element of caution about this selection.
Yeah, 4-5-1, Derek. The 5 players behind the lone striker will need.
Oh, I was trying to play that into to my striker, but not bad. Love the graphics in this game. I think they're absolutely fantastic. Did I say Juventus again? Bro, like I said, it's been a long day. My God, I'm gonna get annihilated in the comment section. Oh. Yes. I hope to God you guys know that I mean Roma. Right? Pretty obvious. Pretty obvious.
Short corner it is.
Okay. So there you go, just to show you guys the shot timer. So in fact, what I love as well about this game is you can do instant pauses. Now, we don't really need to watch this in happening right now. This. I fat fingered hardcore. Okay, here we go. So in terms of the shot timer, so again, what you want to do is your first shot, that's a regular shot. Okay, so to give an explanation real quick, we'll continue on with the gameplay here. But to practice your timed shooting, It's no different than shooting last year. You shoot, you hold the power. I know it's really annoying to explain, but you basically hold your power down as if you're going to take a long shot in FIFA 18, where when you're ready to let go of the power, where you think, okay, this is enough power. If I hold it anymore, he's going to blast it over the bar. If I hold it any less, he's just going to scuff it at the keeper. So you hold your power till it's enough of power that you think this is going to get it on net, and then you tap the shot afterwards, like right after, to get it's almost treating it like a low-driven shot from FIFA 18. You tap the button again to get a timed finish. Now, you don't need to tap the button. Even if you have timed finishing on, you absolutely don't need to tap it. You can just do what I did there, but you see how I did? Now, it says white, so I don't know if I timed it perfectly, but as far as I can tell, I think I timed that shot pretty well, right? I let go right there. You know what? I actually don't know if I even did it properly there. It did say green, didn't it, when I fired it?
Well, it's a poor choice. He's got
Could be wrong. We'll try it again. See if we can get it going again.
Well, you never quite know who's
God, I
going
hate
to
the arrows.
emerge
They're
from
so
the
annoying.
shadows and become a match winner, but this man might be a decent shout. Lee, what are you expecting from him?
Well, virtually everything. Quick feet, quick mind, sees the pass before anybody else. So difficult to stop a player like that.
It's Justin Pirate now.
And Patrick Schick now.
Oh, the idea was there. Cross was a bit too.
Have to throw it back
Okay,
in
cool.
In possession, Gonalon. Pellegrini.
So again,
Cengiz Ünder.
when you're on net or in the box, I bottled that, but when you're in the box, I personally don't think you need to really worry about timed finishing. Or, not timed finishing, timed shooting. Because again, that's a poor description of what it actually is. Okay.
And Cengiz Ünder. He's clear as lines.
It's more timed shooting. Timed finishing, when you describe it as that, I think it just makes people think that they need to use it when they're finishing, like when they're in on net. Wow, just got rocked out right there.
And Philip.
Get behind cover. Oh my.
Good numerical situation.
Getting rocked out! Dude, what is happening here? My God. Delaney, relax. Oh! Oh, Jesus Lord, I'm the worst. Everything's fine, guys. Relax.
Gonalon.
Oh. Here we go.
Kluivert.
Kluivert.
Well, back in season
Under. Yes, baby. Let's go. Okay, so I don't get caught here, which is exactly what's happening.
Unable to take advantage of that developing situation. And a chance for him to notch it.
Okay, see that shot? I didn't time the shot, by the way. What is happening right now, guys? That was just a regular shot, and I think that was a good shot. It just got blocked. I do find breakaways to be exceptionally hard. I feel like no matter what the pace of your player is, if you send them in on net, it's like you just get caught by a defender. I don't know if that's going to change in
Can they produce? Perotti. And Patrick Schick now.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, I just find you can't really get away, even with the paciest players. And maybe that's a good thing. You know? We're trying to reduce pace abuse. I would take what I just said there with a grain of salt, though. Because this is offline, right? And this is the demo. So there's a lot of things that are going to be very different to the release of the full game. And we're going to be playing online. They're going to have lag to deal with. And in FIFA Ultimate Team, the gameplay is just going to be so much faster than this type of a game. What the shit? I was trying to do a fake shot back into space there. Gameplay feels slower than 18. Again, it doesn't matter what it feels like in a demo, my dude. It's going to be identically paced once you play Ultimate Team and you play online, dude. So if you're like, oh my God, I hate how slow this game is. Personally, I love the slow pace of the game. That's the one thing I really like about PES, is the slow pace of the game. Feels a hell of a lot more realistic. But don't worry. If you feel like the game is slow and you miss the arcadey feel of FIFA 18 Ultimate Team, 99% chance you're going to get that in FIFA 19 as well. You know? For sure. Alright, so I did terribly that half, but trying to work through with like a 70, mid 70 rated team on legendary difficulties. Not going to be the easiest thing. Probably a miracle as it is that we're still 0-0 instead of me losing, which is very common so far in FIFA 19. And I love the time shooting. I know a lot of you guys seem to hate it, but I love it, man. It's so hard. I feel like it actually is adding a proper... What the hell? I'm trying to send in my player. Oh, my donkey team. Yeah, I like it, man. I really, really recommend you guys to not turn off time finishing. Just deal with it. Suck at it. Be bad. You know? My bad. I waited too long to send Clivert there. Yeah, just be bad and practice. Take a month. Let me know end of October your real feelings about timed finishing. You know, everybody that says they hate time finishing, it's terrible, it ruined the game, I'm turning it off, it's crap, I can't score, all of my games finish 0-0. Guys, it's a learning curve, you know? Just let yourself struggle a little bit until you figure it out. I think we are... Oh, it's a great goal. I think we are our own worst enemy when it comes to the FIFA community. I actually think we are the ones that ruined FIFA 18. You know, FIFA 18, when they launched FIFA 18, it was close to the perfect game. Defending was manual. Everybody was conceding 4, 5, 6, 7 goals a game because defending was hard. It didn't have the AI involvement. And what did we do as a FIFA community? Went all over the forums, spammed EA on Twitter, went all over Reddit and said the game sucked, it's impossible, it's terrible to defend, I'm losing to shit players left, right, and center. And what do? They reverted the game to full AI involvement in defending, and we got FIFA 17 2.0, right? I really hope as a community we don't screw ourselves over for FIFA 19 and do the same thing even with finishing and shooting, you know? And complain and complain and complain. Now, that's not to say that FIFA 18's early game didn't have some issues, but it was minor. You know, defensive turning radius being better and quicker, player selection being better, and goalkeepers in certain instances making idiotic mistakes. Let's try this. Ah, early. Too early again! Oh! I'm trash. I do like that it's coaching me, though.
Well, that break looked so promising, but nothing.
Oh!
Such an important goalkeeping intervention.
Yeah, so I'm just going to deal with being terrible at this game for a while, you know, and try and work through it. It's not going to be easy, but we'll figure it out. I just kind of wish that they made defending as skill-based as what I think shooting is right now. Why am I trying that with a striker that has probably like 50 passing? Terrible play. Again, there are some issues I find in FIFA 19 gameplay, you know. I think there's a lot of positives. I think one of the issues is kickoff boosts are still a thing, and I'm playing against the AI, and I already find kickoff to be a thing. So that's scary, especially for online play still to come. What else? I find the players do at times take a very long time to get the pass off, which is something that I really disliked about PES. Ah! Gotta slow myself down, man. Forcing the passes here. So that's another issue. I also find that crosses are just the most silly thing ever. At least so far with the AI, that's all they do. I concede, as you just saw, like 95% of my goals to crosses. You know, just a hopeful cross gets swung in. The onside? Holy Jesus. Oh, I did the chip through ball there. See, again, with me, in this game, I feel like I do everything right, just like every FIFA, when it comes to getting towards the net. And then my decision-making, just like it did in FIFA 17, just like it did in FIFA 18, my decision-making in the final third, oh my God, is what lets me... What the hell? They're beating me 1-0! Look at how aggressive they are! My decision-making in the final third, as you even see from this FIFA 19 game, is what absolutely lets me down, you know? So... It is what it is. It's going to take a long time to figure stuff out.
The effectiveness of the high press.
Where to go, though?
Clivert.
The ball.
In a position from which they could potentially do a bit of damage here. And deliver towards...
Oh, that was good, though. So the secondary button press was a bit early. That was beautiful play as well. All right. Well, losing to a fully set up Dortmund team on Legendary with my... Ooh, late, bro. Okay. All right. Every situation is different with these timed shots. And there it is. So that's the end of that game. Hopefully you guys did like, you know, what I think are the most overpowered starting squads you can go with, and then obviously how to use them in the game, or what a better description would be, how to lose with them in a game of FIFA 19. But hey, hopefully we can get better at the game. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, you know, let me know in the comments section, and we'll keep a couple of these coming until the launch of FIFA 19. As always, thank you for watching, and we'll catch you on the flip side. Peace!